I've never heard that one actually.
Oh, you never
So it
heard it?
goes, if you don't have the clap,
Yeah, then you're not really living life.
oh shit. When you're not a native English speaker,
Mm-hmm.
like there's no matter how long I speak English, like you never learn about these phrases because you speak with other people that also don't learn the phrases.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then part of the English language too is that you got some people that don't use it correctly. Like for me,
Yeah.
I just said something stupid and that's not the same.
So now all the English speakers in Berlin will start saying this bullshit.
Maybe. And then
Yeah.
I won't take credit. I don't want to, actually. That is something I do not want to take credit for. You can use it. Anyone who wants to use that, you can use it, no problem. I won't come after you. I won't sue. You can't even sue in this country, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could take it.
Well, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Because you can be an English teacher and teach people incorrect phrases that don't exist. They'll never know until they use them in practice.
That's true, until they find like where I live, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like getting mail, being like, hey, you said that this is the right language, and now people think I got the clap, you know? they think I have some disease. It's like, no way. I just, you know, I heard it somewhere on a Reddit forum. So
Wasn't me.
Damn.
Na-na-na-na-na-na. It wasn't me.
Oh shit, you know that song?
Yeah, oh yeah, baby.
Oh damn,
Yeah.
yo, that's dope. I always love to hear American songs that translate to other countries.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that is so dope.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, when I was learning English, that the song that was very popular was. Do you remember "The Way I Are"
The
By-
way I are.
by Justin Timberlake?
No, hold on. How you sing it?
Oh shit! Just the way I don't
Okay.
know. But the chorus is "The Way I
Yeah.
Are," and I was just learning the grammar,
Oh,
and I was
just
like,
the way you are.
"The way I are."
I are.
So I was like, "What the? How does that make sense?" I was like, "What? What
Wow.
grammatical form is this?"
Damn, yo. So American music just be even making it tougher
Yeah,
to learn
yeah, yeah.
English.
Good thing I didn't know about hip hop then. It would've-
Oh yeah, that would have been so interesting. A guy from North Macedonia just being like, "Hey, yo, what's good?"
Hey yo, what's good?
Yeah. That was
What's good?
If you said that,
What's
that
good?
means someone is going to be physically affected. That was good. You like,
What's
whoa. For me, it sounds cool. For you,
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, what's happening? What is good? I don't know. Was it bad before? I don't know. Maybe my pocket's good. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Slavic accent sounds scary for some reason. I
Yeah,
think, is it American movies? Bro,
think
America
so.
controls everything.
it does.
Yeah.
Hold on, but does it sound scary to you when you hear another Slavic person with a Slavic language?
No, it just sounds like language to me.
That okay, that is some propaganda that we're dealing with. Yeah, clearly there's some issues.
Make Slavic cute again.
There you go.
That could be my contribution
Yeah, he could,
through my
man.
comedy. Yeah.
You know, just everywhere you go, you just have a teddy bear. You just hug it before you do your set. Just like, I love you. Hello, what's good? You like, oh shit. All right, I don't know what is good. The teddy bear, me, the audience. What?
God damn.
But
Yeah.
but yes. So how you been? How's things been with you?
Pretty good. Just pretty busy. You know, I'm working full time. I'm a software engineer, and then I'm trying to do as much comedy as possible.
Mm,
And you know, when you start doing comedy, you start doing it more and more, and it
yeah.
starts taking over your life. So yeah, this past few weeks, months is just work. Use up all your brain, take a little break, go to comedy, write jokes, try jokes. Sometimes do good, sometimes do bad. Try to process the feeling of bombing.
Oh, yeah.
Start again tomorrow.
Right.
Work comedy. Yeah.
Damn, and that mental flip too between, because you work in tech, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, doing is the right side of the brain that's more technical, right? Or I don't know which side of the brain.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't know the scientific thing, but I've definitely felt it in
Mhm.
my life that it's hard to think creatively in a corporation. I don't know how to put it in words,
Yeah.
but I know that when I'm thinking in comedy terms, it's more like I think one way, and then during work I think another way, and then there's a break. Boom, work starts. Then at the end of work, boom, now you need to be creative again.
Yeah.
And
You're
it's,
like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. So before we started, so for everyone who doesn't know, this is Andrej. Andrej, their last name I can't pronounce.
Ivanov, cute.
Ivanov, yes, very cute.
Very
Yes, it sounds like a figure skater.
Yeah.
No, sorry, American Olympics. You know,
Like I'm a Soviet figure skater.
Yeah, wow. The guests we have on this podcast are interesting.
The majestic Andrej Ivanov.
It sounds majestic.
Yeah.
See, you're already doing the good work of making it sound more pleasant. The Slavic, great language I'm learning, Okay. So, you're originally from North Macedonia.
Yeah.
Yes, different than Macedonia.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, I don't know the
It's ve-
history, to be
It's
honest.
very confusing. In short, no. So there's a region in Greece called Macedonia,
Ah,
and we're a country that's called North Macedonia. Actually, we changed our name to North Macedonia like 7 years ago or something like that,
7 years
because
ago.
we've been having beef with Greece for a long time over the trademark of the name, because Macedonia, also Alexander the Great, his people were called like Macedonians and ancient Macedonians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
so
that's where it comes from. Alexander the Great, Macedonia. Okay.
yeah.
Wow. So North Macedonia, a young country.
Yeah.
Not young, maybe the name or the.
Yeah, well, officially we're independent since 91. So before 91, we were in a communist union. So it was like the Soviet Union, but a cuter Soviet Union. It was called.
It was warmer, I don't know if it is warm, but yeah.
Yeah, it is warmer. So
Okay.
it's a communist union of 7 countries. Like in the Balkan area, it's Macedonia, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Kosovo. I think, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we were in a union, and then 91 the union broke. Everyone started gaining independence. There was war. For some reason for us. So whenever a country left the union, war started in the country, and we were like, yeah, we want to leave too. And they're like, yeah, you're good. All right.
All right.
You
And it's like, I want to leave. It's like, whoa, not you. No. You're staying here. What are you talking about? I thought we all can leave.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we kind of left for free without war, so which is nice.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, most countries can't say that after some change from a higher down regime that controlled it.
Yeah.
And then leave. It's like a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Even in Africa, right? It's like sometimes that happens, but that's good. That's dope that your country was spared the war that usually happens after a disintegration of a regime. What would you call
Yeah,
it?
I guess I guess it's a regime. Yeah.
Or empire. I don't even know. Yeah, that sounds weird to call.
No,
it.
it definitely not empire, but yeah.
Yeah.
A regime.
Okay.
A regime. Yeah.
See, I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning the nuances of words. Yeah, but, I'm learning a little bit. Okay.
And yeah, this region is really interesting and funny in a way, because all the countries in this region have beef with each other, but there's never really war. It's just kind of shit talking all the time. Like you go on YouTube, you will find just people fuck you, Macedonia. Like it's a bunch of Facebook and YouTube shit. And people in the news are like, this fucking, you'll never believe what the Bulgarians did. And they're like, you'll never believe what the Macedonians did, but not really.
So what's
active conflicts.
Okay, so let's learn a little bit of Macedonia, right?
Yeah,
Because it's a new country. It's probably new for some of our viewers, right?
Yeah.
So North Macedonia is a country that is 7 years old. You said not 7 years old. The name of it or something, the actual naming of it, but has been free since 1991.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is North Macedonia known for?
North Macedonia.
What is like the thing it's known for? Germany got their bread and beer. France got their baguettes and cheese. Netherlands have rain. What is North Macedonia?
Well, so that's the thing. No one knows anything about North Macedonia. So whatever I say right now, this is what Macedonia will be known for.
This is good.
He said, putting my country on the map.
There you go. He's putting it on the map. Already doing a good job.
All right, I'll tell you the things that I like the most.
Okay, this is good.
About North Macedonia. Mountains, a lot of mountains. Wherever you go, you see mountains. Really beautiful to see. We don't have sea, but there is one of the biggest lakes in Europe. It's really nice. It's a big lake with crystal, like really beautiful nature, crystal clear water, a lot of churches.
Wow.
All of that stuff. Very good rakia. This is common for all Balkan countries.
Okay,
but
what's that?
You don't know rakia? It's like it's a super high alcoholic drink.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like the vodka of the Balkans.
Whoa.
And like everyone will drink it. My parents make it every year. Most of the houses make it themselves every year. Like,
what is it made out of?
I guess it's the closest to whiskey.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, each household will make it each year. Just a few weeks ago, my parents sent me a photo from the basement they've got these big ass ancient devices for filtering for filtering rakia. But the thing is, this shit is strong. Like this,
very strong.
Because there's no device usually in the household to measure the alcohol percentage, so you kind of eyeball it. It's like, so it could be, it's like 40, 50, 60. It's pretty strong.
Wow.
So you would drink this, you would drink rakia as an appetizer. So appetizers are very important in Macedonia. Bro, when my parents eat, they don't care about the main dish. It's all about the appetizer. They have like a salad and shots of rakia. And they're doing the shots of rakia and the salad. And by the time the main course comes, you're fucked up. Doesn't matter what you're eating.
What the? Okay, so this is interesting. So a lot of shots before food.
Yeah, but it's not like the American shot.
Oh, okay.
It's like you look.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like you savoring it.
Yeah. And you take a bit of pickled stuff.
The pickle stuff.
Super. Okay. The alcohol hits you super hard. Then the pickle stuff hits you super hard from the other side. So it's like,
damn, just a lot of pain before the main course.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So North Macedonia. Okay, a lot of aperitifs that are very strong.
Yeah. So that's the alcohol. We fuck with white cheese.
White cheese.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What kind of?
It's just like cheese but white.
Okay.
That's really good.
I mean, most cheeses, yellowish, but this is white cheese. So,
yeah. For us, we have a separate name for white cheese and cheese. So you would find different types of white cheese, and it's the flavor is different than normal cheese, like the structure, and you would find different ones. That's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, white cheese. So I got to make sure to try out white cheese. Got to try out the Rejevnik. How you say that? How you say that?
Rakia?
Rakia. Okay,
Rakia, yeah.
Sorry. I was saying that was like a city in Iceland. My bad. Okay, so you have those things. And what's the third one? What's the third one that North Macedonia is known for?
Okay, so I said the nature, this food. What I think it's known for this super intricate conflicts with these neighbors that are super complicated and no one cares about them except for us. So we've had a decades-long conflict with Greece. We've had a decades-long conflict with Bulgaria, with Albania.
Wow.
It is just, a lot of arguing in this region.
I mean, I don't know why, but I feel like some of those countries in the Balkans, when it comes to arguing, it's like no joke. Like in terms of like let's say the loudness of the arguing.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. There's no discussions here.
Yeah.
Like you will never see two people from two different countries sitting down and having arguments. It's like, no, fuck you. No, fuck you harder. Like
so that's what happens anytime there's a diplomat that comes in from one of the countries. Hey, fuck you. Before they shake hands.
He has a big scroll. He's like, okay, let me read my points. First of all, let me start with saying, fuck you.
He goes to the parliament and trying to like do some type of like, I don't know, some trade agreement. Hey, so fuck you and your grain and your bread and your beer. No, fuck your beer and your dirt and this and your cars.
No, fuck you, my rakia is better. No, fuck you, you come drink, try my rakia. No, you try my rakia.
I know.
Yeah.
After they get the pleasantries out, they're like, but for real, you should import the manufacturing of the cars in this country. We think we can have a good trade agreement. They get all the heat first, and then after they're like, all right, but we should like maybe broker a deal.
Yeah.
The grain prices are going high due to the war in Russia. We should.
We're pretty broke. We actually need to do stuff.
Like actually, the price of energy and fuel is going up. We should actually think about partnering up or something. But by the way, fuck you.
While you were speaking, I remembered this is a funny thing. So, we've had this conflict with Greece, and we came to a resolution a few years ago. We changed our name to North Macedonia.
Nice.
And the agreement was like we will remove any mentions of Alexander the Great from our country. So we renamed the airport, and we have it. But the thing is, we have a huge statue of Alexander the Great in the square of the capital.
Yeah.
And the Greece was like, yeah, you need to take this down. And then what our government did is they renamed it to Anonymous Warrior on a Horse. So now there's a big as 40-meter statue of Alexander the Great with his flag and everything looks like him.
Yeah.
And it says Anonymous Warrior.
It's like, oh yeah, really? Huh? Who's this big guy then?
Different Alexander, don't worry.
Yeah, there's a lot of Alexanders, during this time, They all had broad shoulders and a flag and conquered a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Wow, what a weird, not weird, but I realized that in European countries, there's a lot of things that are very, like, people have pride on that they will like do. Like they have so much pride. It's like, no, you need to do this before we do anything. It's like a statue, right? It's like, no, we won't allow you to rename your country, this and that, recognize you until you do this one thing.
Yeah.
And as an American, it's like usually because we just destroy our history, right? We just like try to, just cover it over. We're like, racism. What's that? Nah, put that to the side.
No, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like most of our history, it lasts at least like 20, 30 years max before it gets rebuilt into some high rise. You know what I mean? Just like,
That's a good point. I kind of don't mind that because whenever I go in this, like in the Balkans and Eastern Europe, everyone focuses on history.
Mm-hmm.
But the present is so fucked. Like, let's just focus on the present a little bit. Like, our hospitals are not working. Let's think about 2,000 years ago later and fix the hospital first.
Right.
The buses are not working.
Yeah, it's like, no, but the stone from the hospital is like so intricate. It's like, no, we need to expand this hospital. There's more people that are sick. We need to knock this stone and take it out.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of bittersweet emotion. Yeah.
So North Macedonia is because I'm in this zone where I'm about to start exploring different places. So I gotta travel out there and see what North Macedonia is about. It sounds like if Alexander the Great was there, then I gotta check it out.
No, absolutely. For tourism, it's a pretty cool place because I would say it's different than a lot of other places in Europe. And also tourism is not that developed, so it's kind of, there's a lot of places that are untouched. It's a good adventure.
Wow.
And I've taken a lot of friends there, and
really,
usually they love it because it's like you don't know what to expect, right? Because you don't know anything. It's like I'm taking you to Narnia. It could be anything. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, gotta check that out. So North Macedonia, and how was it growing up there for you? Like in general, like was it cool? Was it like, get me the hell out of here? Like,
yeah, let me think. Yeah, it was cool. I was parents were great, very supportive parents. I went to the high school I went to. It was like this private high school, and the goal of everyone was to like do extracurricular activities and eventually get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But so everyone was very ambitious. Everyone was trying to get into an as good university as possible. So yeah, it didn't even make the decision. I just entered that high school and like that was the environment. So I was like, just okay, there's no other option. I'm just gonna study and I'll try to get into a good university, get out of here.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I think you told me like the first place you went to outside of once you graduated in North Macedonia, you went to the UK, Manchester.
Yes.
Right.
First one was Manchester.
So how was that? Was that the first place you traveled to outside of that region? Or did you travel like to other countries and stuff before?
Yeah, I was traveling. I was participating in this math competition. So through that, I had a chance to go to Thailand and Hong Kong. But that was like a week there.
Right.
Manchester was the first time like living somewhere away from home.
Hold on. So let's circle back. So you won a math. So you math competition you was in.
Yeah.
And it allowed you to travel to Thailand and those places.
Oh yeah, baby.
Wow. So how was that coming from North Macedonia and then traveling to Thailand? I don't know. That feels like such a jump.
Yeah. Well, there's this competition for math, like a World Cup. It's called a Math Olympiad. So basically, every country first holds competitions within the country. They choose a team. and then the teams go and compete in a single place, which happened to be Thailand or Hong Kong for the years that I went.
Wow.
So yeah, I was Captain Macedonia, baby.
Nice, bro.
Yeah,
Check you out. Okay, we
Fuck
got
yeah.
a superstar over here.
Ladies.
There you go, Berlin ladies. Okay, so what was it like? How did you get in? Like, was it like some tryouts or something? Did you give you a book and just like, hey, look, just figure this out.
Yeah,
Say it out loud.
It's the same thing with I think with the high school. It was also a lot of focus, a lot of people that went to these competitions. So I was surrounded by all these people that go to competition. It's a similar thing like comedy. You know, like you surround yourself with people that do comedy, and everyone's so passionate about it, and just keep doing it and doing it. That was my life in high school. Everyone around me just super, autistically into math, and that just encourages you to be more into it. So I was just like solving problems, bro. I was running away from classes so I can do math. Like I was hiding in other rooms doing math problems.
So what happened when you was found out? Like, what happened when your teacher or your mom or dad found you out? Like, did they get mad at you for learning more math than the math that's being taught to you?
Yeah, the teachers get mad because it's like you don't respect their subjects enough, So I'm like skipping some shitty philosophy class to work on my math. So it required some negotiation and charming for the teachers.
Oh my, man, the cultures in Europe are so interesting. Like the things that people pride themselves on, it's so like the teachers getting mad that you're not learning you're learning math. That's what you're doing. Like you're skipping class to learn more like trigonometry and like calculus. Like, oh, how dare you learn more? It's like, what? That's a dream for an American teacher. Are you what? If I ever had a son and I found him like, I don't know, in a corner with a math book trying to learn, I'm like, I would find you and just pretend I didn't see you. Like, I'm like, oh my, what? Yes, please disobey me to be the next Albert Einstein. Are you serious?
Would you be worried if your son is like studying all the time and?
At some point, and I think for a son, at some point you go by, all right, well, look, the way you came into this world is that I met your mom. So I don't know where you trying to go in life, but you kind of have to go outside. She wasn't in a math book, your mom. I didn't find her in between page 235 and 245. Like, gotta go outside.
Okay, well, let's do a role play. I'll be the son. And you're worried about my involvement in math. And it will be very easy for me to act because I am this. X cubed was y cubed equals x plus y.
Andre?
And Pythagoras, I mean, Dad?
Yes. What are you doing?
Is that Eastern European or African accent?
Da.
Okay, I'm just trying to solve this combinatorics problem.
What?
Combinatorics problem. It's I think if I use the pigeonhole principle.
Pigeons. I told you there's no birds in this house.
Dad, stop embarrassing me in front of my math friends. Guy, he's usually not like this. He knows.
I told you about those invisible friends that are not real.
Like Dad, stop saying that Pythagoras is not real. Even though he died 2,000 years ago, doesn't mean that he cannot be my friend.
Look, the number one thing here in this household is when you're dead, you're dead. So if you keep on being in the math book, you're gonna be dead. What happened to girls?
Math is better than pussy, Dad.
Hey,
how many times?
Whoa! I told you about that shit, okay? Balance. You know about balance, right? Math, you know your balance, right?
Yeah.
It's like an equation.
Yeah, like plus and minus.
Yes, 1 + 1 should equal pussy at some point.
Damn, Dad, you're so dumb. What? All right, can't see.
I had a hard life, okay?
1 + 1 should equal pussy.
You embarrassed me. I don't know math. I'm just taking out my anger on you. Just like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Learn the rules. Learn to get a woman and then stay in the house and make whiskey.
Wow, I like when you're doing accents. It's a journey. It starts off. It was a bit African, Eastern European. Then it ended. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, my brain is going through a lot right now culturally. I'm trying to learn German. Then some African stuff came out because there's now authority put into it. Then there's Americanism. There's envy.
Yeah,
You start actually throwing some actual word, real mathematistic words and shit. And I was just like, shit. Now I'm being challenged. I'm like, fuck, you really committed to this. Fuck, this is actually for real. If you said gibberish, I would have been still to the one accent. The minute you start saying Pythagoras, I got triggered.
PTSD.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, Pythagorism theory, something, fuck,
That's funny. But while we were doing this, I just remember this actually happened. So when I got drunk the first time, it was New Year's Eve.
Oh shit.
And I got super fucked up. I still didn't know like how alcohol works. So we were like drinking with my friend from a bowl, and we're like, oh, this is weird. It doesn't hit you immediately. So you think, oh, I guess I'm really good at drinking. So we just kept drinking, and then just hit me at once. I lost consciousness. And then I knew I did some crazy shit, but I didn't remember. And then my friends told me the next day, they were like, bro, you were going up to girls, to every single girl in the party. It was like in a yard. You had a stick from a tree with you. And you were giving them math problems on the ground. You were drawing equations on the ground.
Bro, Dad, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you said girls and you said stick, I got very.
Math equations are the best possible outcome after.
Yeah, bro. That was a twist that I was not expecting. I was expecting the other twist, but it was a bigger twist. He was like, "Girls sticks." I was like, "Whoa, right?"
Cut.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But you said I was drawing on the sand, math problems. Damn, bro, you was a real Albert Einstein.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Eastern Europeans are cute.
Yeah, were they amazed by your mathematistic?
Oh, I don't remember, and I'm happy I don't remember.
Bro, how? That's the first thing you did when you first got blackout drunk. And you wrote fucking math problems on the ground to women. That, bro, wow, what an advanced country. That is an advanced country for the young men there to just draw math problems on the ground when they get drunk.
Yeah, I guess that's like a small country mentality. You're like, I need to try to be the best to get out of here.
Yeah, true. I mean, wow. So then you learned the math. You went to Thailand. Did you win any awards or something like that, or was you like kind of like?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I won. I did. So I won a gold medal in my country.
Wow.
Then I won a bronze medal in the Balkan Olympiad, which is decent. And I got something called an honorable mention in the World Cup, which is like you don't get a medal, but if you solve one problem fully, there's like 6 problems.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was pretty good. The problem is we couldn't compete with the other countries.
Yeah. Like, what were the top countries?
Yeah. Well, of course, US is first usually, but they have like training. They have people training them all the time. I was just kind of by myself looking up problems online, like on the toilet, trying to figure shit out by myself.
Right.
And the second reason is the US had Asians. We didn't have Asians, so it's kind of unfair.
And when we say Asian, you're talking about India, China, the whole region?
I think it's mostly... The US team was Chinese.
It's all Chinese?
Yeah, the US team was 100% Chinese, not a single white dude.
Yeah, I mean, in America, when it comes... unfortunately, in America, you can make it in life in many different ways, and math is not even in like the top 5. So that's why... So see, other people come from different countries being like, all right, well, if you're not going to focus, we're going to focus. America... People born in America are trying to like not scam, but it's like, let me sell. Let me do some business. Let me, be the middleman. I don't want to build the shit. I won't give it to the other guys. Yeah. Let the other people come in the country. I'm gonna just sell it. That's an American mentality.
America is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Oh, something I just remembered this story. We are. Do you know Bashar al-Assad? The dictator from Syria that recently fled the country is now free.
Yeah.
So by mistake, I met his son there. I met the son of Bashar al-Assad. He was actually the son of Bashar al-Assad was in the Syrian team.
What?
So basically, after the competition, we went in Hong Kong. We went to play football. Went to a football team, and Syria team is there, and Macedonia team is here. We were like, yeah, let's play. So he was like the captain of the team, and he gives me his hand, and he was like, he gives me his full name, Ahmed Al Assad or something like that. I was like, okay, we go full name. I'm Andrej Ivanov.
Did you know at the time he
No,
was?
I had no idea. We were hanging out for like a few hours. We were hanging out for the whole time, and then someone, I don't know how we found it online. We were like, oh shit, this is the son of Bashar al-Assad.
Oh, that is wild.
Yeah, we had the same number of points.
Oh, I mean, have you ever said that at a party or probably not? I mean,
Yeah, I'm too busy giving girls math problems.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
You give women not regular problems, math problems, ones that are hard to solve. I think he's emotionally distant. It's like, no, baby, I got Pythagorean problems.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got 99 problems, and they're all math.
Oh, hip hop is hilarious. Wow. Okay. So wow, a lot has happened in that
Man.
Thailand place. You met a lot of interesting people. You won an award. I mean to win something in a math Olympics, that is wild.
Yeah.
So you being in all that led you to Manchester, United Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. And boy, that was probably a transition for you. Like, I mean, in terms of the Balkan culture to now Manchester, UK culture.
Yeah.
Like, how was that from that move?
It was interesting, man. I think because I was such a nerd, I think my emotions started developing very slowly for like a human being, I think. So before I left, I had all my friends back there. I had a girlfriend there. I had my family in Macedonia. It didn't occur to me once that it might be hard to leave all that behind. I was like, no, I'm gonna go to Manchester. And then I reached in my dorm room, and it was this fucking shitty ass tiny room with a shitty springy bed. And then I was like, what the fuck do I do? And I just started crying. It's just all the emotions that my young brain couldn't comprehend. They all came they started flooding in.
Wow.
And I was just crying for.
So I mean, was this a good university? Was it like, it sounds like it wasn't?
No, it's a decent university.
Okay.
It was just the initial change. Yeah, then it was getting better, but it's a cool place. I was just saying that I didn't process it. And when I realized, oh shit, I'm here now. There's no going back. I was like, fuck, this is so hard. But it's actually, Manchester is a nice place.
Oh,
it's a good university life. Lots of stuff happening. Not too expensive. The UK. The one thing about the UK, it's a bit dangerous. Like you hear, especially when you're a student, you live in like the poor areas, and there's like a lot of thieves that know that students live there and that you're reckless, so they robbed us once. Bro, do you know we had a house, and the guy that was living on the ground floor, he was like, they were smoking weed, and he had his window open, and one of my flatmates called him over in the hallway. He was gone for like 15 seconds. Some guy came with a bike, jumped in, stole his laptop, his phone, and jumped out in like 15 seconds. And then we called the police, and the police was like, oh yeah, just leave the window open for evidence. We'll be back we'll come in the next week. We were like, wait, what?
Yeah, leave it the same way that the guy was able to get in. That's
UK police. It's a bit. I was a bit scared at times, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, Manchester has a lot of stereotypes of it being like pretty much rough or so. From what I've heard from people like who's been in the UK or lived in the UK, that Manchester, like there's like even a type of accent they have that's a little more difficult to hear. Maybe no.
No, I think it's another city. Because Manchester is really sweet. You go into a store and they're like, how you doing, love? What would you want, love? Everyone is calling you love.
How was that for you? Because I mean, I'm assuming the word love was probably not mentioned as much in North Macedonia. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I have assumptions about Soviet and post-Soviet countries that like affection is not a big thing.
Oh, so no, that's actually, we're different than that.
Okay.
So Soviet countries are more cold. I think we are pretty warm. Like,
okay.
Like there's a lot of hugging and closeness. Yeah, it's not like Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's more like Macedonia.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's dope. See, y'all dance.
Come try my rakia, brother.
Nah, and you got the shoulders. Look at you got that.
Yeah. The shit.
Look at that. Look at that. You got the fingers too. Bro.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm learning a lot about North Macedonia. Now. Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, you definitely gotta go. Yeah, you'll have a good time. For the UK, I was thinking, so love was fine, but I didn't know about the phrase "you're right."
Oh.
So like, I was outside, and if someone is being even a stranger, like instead of hello, they'll say "you're right, mate," and I was like, well, do I have some like I thought, do I have blood or something? What?
Yeah, you're like, what's happening? I think I am good. I mean, I thought I was good before I walked out the door. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you was like learning a bit.
Yeah.
Or so.
And oh man, I only when I went there, I realized how hard my accent is. Before that, because before that I was doing all these tests like SATs, blah blah blah, where you do English on a super sophisticated levels with this like grandiloquent words,
right?
But it's only in writing, and you don't realize that when you speak like this, and then someone filmed a video for Instagram, and I watched it, and I was like, wait, this is what I sound like? Oh my, what the? I thought I was a professor, and I was like, hello, I am Andrej. I come from Macedonia, new country for me. Hello.
And it's like, I know better. I know more than this. I know more than my accent of English.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. But that's important to say too, because I mean, look, man, you was in the math Olympics and stuff, right? And unfortunately, people have assumptions or stereotypes about people sounding a certain way with the English.
Yeah.
But you're very smart.
Yeah.
So that's a messed up thing too. For some people, it might be like, oh, well, hello, like, I don't know, but it's just English. Like you probably know better English than the people that do speak English. When you think about it, in terms of the SAT,
because native speakers don't take these tests, and I mean, in these tests you learn so many words that you will never fucking use in your entire existence.
There you go.
And if you use them, no one will understand them. So what's the point of using them?
Bro, I've been speaking my English my whole life. If you said a word, I would have not understood. And I speak English the whole, So you probably know all the corner cases of English and everything. Whereas for us, we're like, I don't.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. But how was it for you is Germany the first country that you lived abroad?
Yeah, it's the first country I lived abroad.
Yeah.
And it has been, in terms of learning the language, you mean, or just how it's been living here?
Yeah, just some adjustments that you needed to make, or it's similar to
US. So I would say the adjustments was that I complain about this a lot, but the lack of sun was something. But the first thing, actually, let me not even use that as a cliche. The first thing was that just not being in an overly capitalistic place was very different for me. That's just what my day to day, my whole existence was just like make a lot of money, get to some higher points so you can like buffer yourself against the impending being at the bottom rung and like, going to the hospital and being broke forever or something like that. Like it was just always that. So being somewhere where like it was just chill, you go into a restaurant, you eating, and I'm like, hey, let me get the bill. I can pull my card out. Oh no, we take cash. I don't have cash. Yeah, just go to the ATM. Just like right around the corner, go down 5 blocks. It take you about 10 minutes. I'm like, what, you trusting me to leave here after I'm done eating and to pay? I mean, you giving me 10 minutes away? How about I don't come back? So being in a country where it had a lot of social cohesion, meaning that, for example, everyone follows the rules in a way that if the light is red, to see that many people just stop and just like patiently wait, even though they can go. That was like, whoa, what? Like, okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Have you ever been to Switzerland? Switzerland is like the God tier level of this. Yeah, in Switzerland, if you hike on a mountain, farmers will put up stands selling cheese. And like there's the cheeses, there's the prices, but there's no one there. It just, you take the cheese, you leave money.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
You know what's funny? I would imagine if like they just had somebody in the hills, just like, well, maybe like a tranquilizer gun or something like that, just waiting for you to just not pay.
Yeah. If it
like, honey, we got cheese here for free. Have you tried to?
American tourist gets tranquilized.
They just got somebody in the bushes just dragging bodies. Just like, all right. You come to, you start waking up like, oh, what happened? They're like, well, you know what happened, right?
Oh,
You got this is what happens. We steal cheese in Switzerland, you know?
Now we're going to make cheese out of you, buddy. American cheese.
Yeah, American cheese. They shake you up a little bit, then you leave. You're like, okay, we'll follow the rules. We'll follow the rules. It's like, yeah, don't tell anybody, you know, leave the fucking cheese alone. But that's okay. So that was something that was very different from in terms of the social cohesion, and then also money not being the overall thing for most things here, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, again, living in places like, you know, because before Berlin, I lived in New York City for a while. So New York City is those places where capitalism is in your face all the time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you like the way you date, even it's like money. Like how you go about the money, even where you live, this shows how much money you have. If somebody says I live in a Lower East Side, that means like you got some money. Or you live in Midtown, like Midtown East, you're like, what? You know, what you doing, right? So living in a place that wasn't all like that, that was very interesting, I would say.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But,
I've noticed that too. Yeah, I went to New York briefly.
oh yeah, right. You was in New York.
Definitely a feeling. Yeah. So different than Berlin.
Oh, so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people say it may be the same, but you know, you go to New York, you just feel the wealth and the disparity.
Yeah.
You know, like you feel the difference between rich and poor so quick in New York.
Yeah.
You know, but
Crazy.
yeah. So all right, so Manchester, UK. You was there for a bit. You know, UK is an interesting place. But then from UK, where did you move to? Berlin or Germany, or where'd you live after?
So it was Switzerland after that. So kind of my thinking was, so back then, I didn't comedy was no, I didn't even consider it. That wasn't a thing. I was just focusing on my studies and everything. So after Manchester, I wanted to study in the best possible place that I could after that. And Zurich, there's a technical university in Zurich,
Nice.
which is like really, really good. So I went there. I was there for like 2.5 years. So at the start of the studies, I was still in this mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna be a PhD. I'm a special boy that I will invent I will invent something special in this world.
Yeah.
But then as the time was going by, I was realizing like this is not really me. Like I'm not, the ideal me is not someone that sits and just thinks by himself. Like I had a lot of curiosity to, I don't know, just meet people, like travel. I don't know, just go out of my comfort zone. So I didn't fit in Zurich, because Zurich is a place, it's beautiful, but it's very homogeneous, like I would say, in terms of what people are. So you in Zurich, you have a super high paying job, you focus on your career, you hike, and that's kind of it. So
and you pay for your cheese that are not being
attended you buy cheese. Yeah,
you have to buy the cheese. That's very important, or else.
Yeah, actually, cheese is huge in Switzerland. But yeah. So I was studying there, and then I had to do an internship because I was running out of money, because Switzerland is expensive as fuck. So I really had to do an internship to finish the studies. I was like really put in a corner. So I just applied everywhere. In Switzerland, it's hard to, when you're non-EU like me, like they're very strict with, like even if your resume is perfect, like you've got internships, super good universities, it's hard to get an internship. So I was just trying everywhere outside, and it just happened that I got an internship in Berlin. It was decent. I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I did 6 months in Berlin. I really liked it. I liked working in a company. I fucking loved Berlin as a city, you know, like all this, because everyone is is kind of very curious about everything, and everyone is doing stuff. I don't know. I just really loved it. So I finished the master's, came back here to the same job, same everything.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So same job you interned at, and then you working there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I started doing comedy. So now starting being more social, starting doing more comedy, all of these things. And I fucking loved my last 2-3 years here. Yeah.
Nice, bro. And then you're working in tech right now, right?
Yes.
Nice. And which is a cliche in Berlin, as I hear, but I don't know. I think tech, when people say tech, it can mean so many different things. It can be marketing, it can be
Yeah.
project management, it can be engineering, all those things. But you also do engineering, which is
Yeah, I'm a software engineer.
software engineer.
I guess it's a cliche, but it's true that
Yeah.
I find that when people study anything technical, they converge to software engineering because it's so much in demand.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of friends that they'll study mechanical engineering, electrical, but at the end, you're going to be a programmer.
It's like, at the end, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like software engineering is so unique in comparison to what you learn in school. Maybe I'm speaking for American, and maybe because like I used to do software engineering. So, I worked with people that had like, PhDs or master's degrees or something like that. And something about software, maybe I kind of worked on more on the front end. So front end is more like just chaotic and there's always some frameworks and this and that. Whereas back end is like you got Postgres, you got SQL, you got MongoDB, you got horizontal, vertical, you got like very things that are not going to change, like data. The minute you can manage it correctly, about time complexity and like about optimize.
There's some fundamentals, yeah.
Yeah, fundamentals, and then that's it. And it's not going to change much. It's like, okay, this is a relational database. There's one to many, many, many relationships. That's it. Where front end is like, whoa, this is on Firefox, different than Chrome, completely different. Safari, fuck you. It's like, it's completely different.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's why I always think that computer science degrees are a bit of a waste for a lot of people, because a lot of people just want to be web developers after they graduate. And in computer science, you learn all this theoretical stuff. Like you learn a bunch of math, you learn about a bunch about all these algorithms, which can help you if like try to do research or something scientific like that. But for 70% of the people, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
That's why I like you. You said you did an online course, right?
No, I did a in-person boot camp.
In-person boot camp for 1 year, right?
It was actually for 3 months, which is crazy.
Yeah, so 3 months and you got a job afterwards. It's such a
I had to do a lot more, but like it was a boot camp, General Assembly as it was called, in New York. And when I was there, it was just like 24 hours just learning. It was like you learned about relational database. Well, good. You got to make a database by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you learned it today. You have until from 4 p.m. till 8 o'clock in the morning to come up with a database that has come up with authentication. How does it, look like? All right, make a table in SQL, come up with the querying of whatever, select this from this table. It was like, and I didn't go to school for this.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm just trying, and it go fast. And thing is, it gets exponentially difficult. Like literally, they showed a graph, and it's like over time, the level of difficulty is gonna like go like this. And it was like literally after week 5, the arc already went like high, and it was like, all right, this is crazy.
Like,
and you got to present in front of everybody, and explain what you did. So that was even more difficult. You couldn't bullshit like, well, maybe. It was like, no. What is it? Why did you do this? Everything. So I went through that process.
But how did you manage to keep up without did you do any university degree?
Yeah, I did. I did marketing, which is like, even the college I went to was like, it was like, all right. But I guess maybe a back step is that I did have some programming experience a little bit. Like I used not Visual, QBasic. So I played around with QBasic, MS-DOS, and stuff like that. So like I knew that. Like if I went to if I went to Terminal in app, like was it Apple or whatever, right? Like using a terminal or in Linux or something. Like that wasn't foreign to me, but it was just like the concepts of things that were like, okay, you have to explain. That was the thing. It was like you have to present in front of everybody, and everybody and they come to you, and you can't be like, and then they challenge you to like, well, why did you do this? Why did you create this front end when you didn't have a back end for this? Like, you got to at least create the table. So if you have a user that signs in or registers, they gotta be registered somewhere. And like, why did you not implement like CRUD, in terms of create, read, update, delete, or, like all these things
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
just like, and you learning it on the spot. So it was that, and I have very smart people there was this one kid, he was 19 years old, right? he this guy, I think he's in Oxford now, right? But he
Mhm.
was like one of these smart kids. And the thing is, he's very, very cool dude. He's like, hey man, how you doing? This and that, blah, blah. Like tall, white kid, this and that, whatever. Cool dude, smartest dude in the class. I'm talking about 19 years old, smart. Like he built something so good. I remember I was on a project with him. It was basically a algorithm that helps people find a date based on that other person they want to take the date out on's personality,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll recommend certain restaurants and stuff in the city. And like it was to the point where there's other, like years later, there was like companies calling me being like, "Hey, so what's this thing you guys?" He built it. Like he
Oh, I
did
get
a
it.
lot of it, but a lot of smart people, a lot of people from different walks of life. You had this one guy, he's a track worker on he's worked on the tracks, the
Yeah.
MTA. Like literally, he's like hit the tracks and everything. Staten Island. He's like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?" Like he had that type of accent. Very smart dude. So a lot of smart people, and it was difficult because I had to learn on the spot. And even graduating, I was still like lost.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, 3 months is not for a lot of this thing. I think it just takes time to sink in
Hmm.
like these concepts because you can learn them, but to understand them and to be able to apply them afterwards, it just takes time. But it's
Yeah.
super cool that you got it done in three months.
Yeah. I
That
mean, it took a lot longer to really then get a job. I had to build stuff.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I was studying bachelor, masters.
Hmm.
Now I worked. I've been working for 2 years, and all of this like super devoted. I'm only now starting to feel comfortable. Honestly, like it
Yeah.
takes a long time, and yeah,
Takes a very, very long
yeah,
time. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, now, I mean, I don't work in it anymore, but it's now so ingrained that like, I guess what a coding boot camp teaches you how to do is it teaches you how to build something now. Like, because that was one thing, 'cause I'll do hackathons and stuff, and then I would notice that people that maybe are in university that are learning, they will talk about the theories and concepts and planning. Whereas for me, it's like, all right, what kind of app we building? Okay, so who can do front end? Who can do back end? Okay, how are we going to deal with
oh,
authentication? How are we
absolutely,
going
yeah,
to, you know what I mean? Like even down to like, okay, we got GitHub. All right, cool. So like, let's push this up to like an environment so we can test it, make sure it works.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
make sure localhost works for everybody. Let's make sure that it's something .dev, whatever works.
Bro,
You know,
absolutely, you learn so many things
so many.
when you start working on something actual compared to when you start like, oh, this guy will go on vacation. We need to start this early. Like this might like there's
Yeah.
all this decision making that you make every single minute of the day. Yeah, yeah, which you don't learn
At all.
unless you do it.
Unless you fucking put something up to GitHub and it deletes like it overwrites something in the main branch. You're like,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you need to delete a database to learn something.
Sometimes you gotta drop a table and then figure how to pick it back up. You're like, fuck, what the hell? What happened?
You didn't see the red fucking button.
Yeah, right. Somebody reach out to, yeah. So I try to fetch some data and I can't fetch it. It says like, just give me a 404.
Oh yeah, let me check. Oh yeah, I deleted it. Good. And we're never getting it before. What?
Yeah, you're like, oh boy. All right. So how the hell are we gonna get this information?
Oh
Man,
man.
so funny to it's always funny about engineering and then comedy because like they're so different. It's completely different worlds.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you think your engineering background is helping you in some ways?
Yeah, it does actually. Which that sounds crazy. I know it probably does, but I think it does in a way that it helps me break down certain things. Maybe not engineering itself, but the way I learned it.
Hmm.
Because like the way I learned it was I would say that was probably like the top five most difficult things in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Learning it because it was like you just mentally numb going through something that is getting harder and you're already not where you at.
Hmm.
Like bro, I was like almost in last place, almost in like up to the end. Like people were even looking at me like, all right, well, hopefully you get a job. I don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah, yeah.
So learning how to mentally go through things that are unknown and are very difficult and like just getting through the other side, I think really helped me out.
Oh yeah, I see.
And then also organizing. I mean, I think as an engineer, you learn how to organize your certain pieces of data. So
Mm-hmm.
if you allow your brain to just come together with like creativity in the artistic sense and engineering,
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to, start and learning how to compartmentalize certain things or to look at patterns and
Mm-hmm.
figure out like, oh, okay, I said this word and maybe
Yeah,
this
yeah.
word,
No, you're right. I think I've been thinking about this lately. And I think it's like you said, it helps you with but on some abstract level that it's more harder to describe. Like
Mhm.
there's similarity between comedy and problem solving in engineering. For example, like in engineering, you have, oh, we have this problem. Oh, maybe you have this problem. Maybe I can take this technology and use it in this way and do it, and like that will fix the problem. And in comedy, it's like similar. We have this concept like I don't know, like I have a joke that Macedonia is small, full of poor people, cigarettes, and alcohol, like a Špeti.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Macedonia is small. Oh, Špeti is small. Let's connect them. What else? There's alcohol in a Špeti. There, yeah,
Yeah.
there's something here. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking where you are right now, man, in terms of like the two, like over time you just it starts coming together, right? Because
yeah,
you're doing so much comedy and you also have your job that like it's just naturally gonna blend together in a way. And I think even as a step further, you just know how to mentally separate the two also helps. It gives you that muscle of learning how to like, all right, put this to one part, put this to another part, like in terms of your creativity. Because comedy also, I mean, you're hosting a lot of gigs and stuff too. That there's business involved in it.
yeah, yeah.
You kind of have to separate your mind. Like the comedy business side is not funny.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is very like, all right, how many tickets you sell, and all right, what's the money, and also you got to mentally and knowing how to do that at this core basis of know how to program. So that's one side of your mind, and you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then comedy, which you are doing, I think helps you out in the long run.
So, how do you feel now that you stopped working in engineering?
Mhm.
Do you feel it's helping you stay more consistent with comedy, coming up with jokes? What differences did you feel?
Yeah, I'd say it just mentally frees you,
Yeah.
that because now this is my day to day and I have to figure it out, right? So like, okay, this is the thing I really have in terms of my day to day. And then also I'm here in this country living here because I have my stand-up comedy to show
Yeah.
I'm an artist. So it's like this extra thing that makes it even more, I think it helps since me not working in engineering.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like extra things additional. Like I have the mental free time now. So that is something. Also, I'm in the KSK and that just says like, okay, you're here because you're a stand-up comedian, like literally on document. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, for real, I'm in a country because of stand-up comedy. So I gotta like mentally, it's like a mental weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I want to renew my visa, they're gonna be like, as a stand-up comedian, what did you do?
Uh huh.
And you're like, fuck, healthcare. We're giving you this healthcare because you're making money from stand-up comedy. It's like, fuck.
Oh
All right.
shit! So that helps you? Does it help you? Because I'm kind of now when you're describing it, it makes me anxious thinking that, like, if I rely on, because if you rely on it, you take it seriously,
Mhm.
and if you take it seriously, isn't serious the opposite of funny?
Yes, this is true. That's why comedy this is not funny. Yeah. I mean, but I think this is where it may help for you too, right? That you mentally you're now developing a muscle to know how to go between numbers and words,
Uh huh.
right? So like you just of course it's anxious, it is anxiety driven, right? Because you're like, shit, I got actually like treat it like a business for
Yeah,
real,
yeah, yeah.
right? But I think then when you have this muscle you have of like treating numbers in a way to build something, it adds like this extra superpower to where if you come across these situations, like you got to make a certain amount or you're
Yeah.
relying on it more seriously, then you know how to like at least mentally separate the two, or you already have the capacity to do so, and you learn how to, you know, and you're doing it now. I mean, the same way you're doing it now, bro, is the way I did it in New York City. Like I was doing comedy. I started comedy in New York City after I had an engineering job.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was doing in between the two. So I
Ah.
was doing engineering, and then literally right after work, I would go to open mic,
Yeah.
host an open mic or something in front of 20 other comedians, right? 30
Oh shit! It
actually.
must have been way tougher in New York. That's I don't know if your audience knows
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It started, comedy in New York City, yeah. And Yeah, it was difficult, because you're coming out of work, mental, weights, everything. And then going to then comedy, which is like, I mean, even at the time in New York City, it's like, 'cause some people are doing it for real, like
Yeah.
that full time in New York City, which is already crazy. And yeah, it teaches you. It teaches you. Like I did even acting, like I did
Mm.
plays, right? So like learning how to, like scripts, being more into my body and stuff, and learning how to play another character, but then going to work and being like, all right, mental capacity, all right, da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da.
yeah.
All right, on break, learning how to like read, get the lines, and memorize, 10 to 15 pages of lines or something, but then balance it out with stand up, all these
Oh
things.
shit, that must have been a crazy schedule if you also have acting.
It
Goddamn.
was insane. I wrote sketches and then like, performing in front of a sketch group, well, that was even more. That was like 3 to 5 scripts that you had to memorize. And you had to do it
Fuck.
live and you had to like do wardrobe change and stuff and do
Shit.
writers room. Yeah, so it was a lot, but the muscle now is like, because then you just know how to, you mentally know how to compartmentalize.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like, all right, cool. That was work. And then once work done, now I'm doing some silly shit on stage where I'm acting like a gym coach that has his pants too high and this and that in a sketch that I didn't write.
Yeah, yeah. That's your over time your brain just gets used to the activities. They become subconscious in a way and it becomes easier. I've been feeling it definitely in my I've been doing kind of the same routine in
Mhm.
Berlin for 2 years now. And
Nice.
compared to the beginning, it was so hard in the beginning. Like I would go at work and I'll be like, fuck, I'll need to think, and then 8 hours of struggling at work, and it's like,
Mhm,
okay, now you need to be funny and you don't know anything about code. So I go at
mhm.
an open mic, like I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go, like I don't feel funny right now. But now it becomes easier and easier. Now I feel like
Yeah.
I go at work, I'm like, okay, we'll solve some problems
Mhm.
now. I Now I'm gonna have an open mic, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's write down a few jokes. I don't know, it just feels easier as you do it more and more.
There you go. So you're already there.
Yeah.
And I bet the comedy will help you out in your job too. Because then it helps you deal with certain personal information, not personal, but like personal interactions with people.
Mm.
So then, like, you deal with a project manager, right? And then maybe the way you talk with the project manager is that because you dealt with hecklers.
Hmm.
So for a project manager that's want to have a
Yeah.
insane deadline for some feature or something, you know how to handle that
Yeah,
to some
yeah.
degree.
No, no, that's very true. I've noticed that, for example, because I'm not that afraid of people. I perform in front of crowds. So if like a super senior, like, manager comes, usually people are like, oh, how are you? I just treat him like, hey, how are you how are you doing? And
Yeah.
people appreciate that. Yeah.
Right. You probably call him out on some bad commit. You'd be like, hey, what was that, dude?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How's your bald ass doing now?
Wow, you don't want to merge my commit? All right, how funny. Given that you have no test in this one. Interesting. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
that's cool.
not so one question I'd like to ask before we end is sometimes I like to ask everyone is that you've been through many different cultures, man. The North Macedonia to Manchester, UK, to then Zurich, to then
Hmm.
to Berlin. Even now you bouncing now the culture of tech and stand up, which are different.
Hmm.
What's the number one advice you give to your younger self?
Oh shit. To my younger self. So before I to 18-year-old Andre
Yeah.
or something like that. Uh oh man, that's a very good and hard question. Let me think about it for 1 second. I would say, okay, I'll say a few things.
Okay.
Number one, be patient. Like don't I think in the past and even now you just want things to come right away, but they never come right away. Just be patient, accept that you won't see results immediately, and that's the only way. Like
Hmm.
either struggle at work, in 2 years you're gonna be fine. There's no shortcut. Don't expect there to be a shortcut. Bomb on open mics, there's no other way. Like don't expect to get like just bomb and it will come. Just believe, which is easier said than done actually. Which is that's my biggest, for me the hardest thing about comedy is that for something like engineering, like you do a degree, You do a degree, you follow, we've prepared these courses for you, they'll prepare you. Then there's a job interview, just do this task, you'll get a job. Here's the path.
Yeah.
But for comedy, it's like, it's just darkness. You don't know what's, you don't know what's on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just need to be patient and just keep believing, which is crazy. That you're believing with no guarantees. So that's that. Be patient. Go outside your comfort zone. I think that's my go. If you're curious about going outside your comfort zone, and if you feel scared, that's the thing to do. Just do the thing which scares you and makes you feel uncomfortable, and then it will make you feel good. Yeah.
Nice, bro.
And watch less YouTube. What the fuck are you doing? Just stop
YouTube.
playing League of Legends. Come on.
Go outside, touch some grass, drink some
Rakia.
rakia. Yeah, there you go. Drink some rakia. Fall down on the ground and wake up and draw math problems on the ground for your lady.
Yeah, fight a Greek guy. Debate a Bulgarian.
There you go. Just like Alexander the Great or Anonymous the Great.
Anonymous great dude.
Anonymous great dude. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anonymous, but he's a great dude. Just to let you know, he is anonymously great. This dude, statue. His name is not Alex either. Yeah, some may call him Paul. Just to change it up a bit.
Yeah, man.
But bro, thank you very much for doing this, man.
This was very fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very dope, man. I learned more about North Macedonia, so I got to visit and drink the strong liquor there. So
Rakia.
Thank you.
Drink rakia. Eastern Europeans are cute.
There you go. Cute. You'll find him with a teddy bear at a mic soon. Or a show soon. He got shows. He's doing shows. There you go. I'm gonna put some respect on your name there. Andrej. Hello. Okay, guys, thank you for listening and or watching to the Third Culture Talk podcast. I'm your boy, Nyan Yenifin. This is Andrej, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.